Hey guys, Lancy here. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for joining me to look into MTG stocks. Sorry, I meant Hasbro stocks, which is actually falling quite hard. And also all of the reserve list cards and seeing if there's a pattern to what is going on. And we're going to see at least there is enough of a pattern that we can see some dangerous signs coming in for the reserve list and also Hasbro in general. Let's find out what it is. And if you like these kinds of videos, please like and subscribe. Okay, first things first, I might cover this pretty fast, but we'll see how much people are entertained by these kinds of videos. I know that my videos are hit or miss, but mostly I'm trying to cover a few different things, and maybe I might even get some World of Warcraft in here. So if you guys just want to hear me talk, then feel free to stick around for that. So what is the first thing we can see? Hopefully everything is clear on the picture. I like it in dark mode just because it's easier at this time of night. One of the main things I can clearly see is shoulder, head, and shoulder. Now, head and shoulder pattern is very good at predicting what might break down in the markets. And this is a clear breakdown where once it broke this neckline and it got under it and stayed under, it really had trouble coming back up. And the second time it did it, it didn't come back up. So, So we can clearly see that the head and shoulders on the monthly for Hasbro is downward trending. Very, very bad. A lot of negatives happening right here. Right here, when everything crossed, if I zoom in a bit, everything crossed around about May of 2022. That was the death sign for Hasbro. Now back here is March of 2020. And guess what? We had a nice curve from 2020 to 2021 that looks very like a fast motion of what's happening to the reserve list. But I don't know if the reserve list is going to go down as hard as Hasbro is, which is a 45% drop from its 2021 high. Sorry if I just blew into that. So what am I seeing coming for Hasbro in 2023? Bad stuff. So Rudy is going to hang on because he's got enough money to hang on. But this is the kind of stuff that I would be very scared of. So Hasbro has broken. And I think I might have said this before, but if Hasbro ends this month, December, below its monthly moving average, it pretty much means that Hasbro has a lot further to go, and we could see Hasbro falling another 42%, really, another 40%. So we could see Hasbro falling another 40% if it crosses the purple line, which it already has, but if it stays there and the next opening is under $57. So if the Hasbro stock stays under $57, no, maybe even higher than that. Sorry, it might be stays under $61. So that is very hard for it to come back up to that. So if it stays under $61, which it looks like it is, staying under $61, it had a lot of trouble breaking above 60. Hasbro has another 40% to go. That's what the graph is telling me. Now, I'm not going to say that's a sure thing. It might bounce in 46, which there will be a guaranteed bounce at that point, which is 20%. But a 20% drop is then going to probably go back down to that 40%, unless Hasbro comes out with some really good news. I can't see this turning around at all, guys. This is really bad. In fact, Hasbro has not closed below the 200-day, 200 monthly moving average since August of 2000 and again in November of 2002. So ever since November of 2002 and August of 2000, Hasbro has never closed below this. So this could easily be an 80% crash. Brutal. And that will probably take a lot of people out of Hasbro's workplace as well. So it's going to be a lot of job losses coming in from that. So how am I going to tie this into reserve list cards? So this is MTG Goldfish, all reserve list cards. So we're going to ignore the big bumps and weird manipulations, but this is all reserve list cards. This is actually really cool. Not as nice slightly graphed as what you'd say as the reserve list revised edition or the dual lands, but still pretty cool. So you can clearly see in 2020 we were flatlining, and then in 2021 we had a massive bump up, starting from $91,000 for all of the reserve list to $141,000 for all of the reserve list, and it kept going up. It peaked around about $187,000 for all the reserve list, had a bit more bump up in January 22 when it went up to $192,000. And now it's dropped from $192,000 all the way back down to $133,000, which is $60,000, probably about $50,000 out of 192. So that's about a 25% drop. Maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more. But anyway, 25% drop. Now we're seeing a bit of an uptick, but nothing too crazy. What I would do is I would probably keep an eye on this, because this uptick is, almost $10,000 of an uptick. And we're going to see exactly what that means overall for pricing, because in the long run, I have a feeling that this is going to be tracing a very light line, similar to what Hasbro's monthly stocks have been doing, starting from a really good, easy level point, going to a peak and then dropping back, and still above its 2020 low, but getting very close to its 2020 low. And remember, Rudy and a lot of people bought in around about $70. Right now, they are underwater by about 20%, which is actually should hurt a lot, especially if you're investing in these kinds of companies for the long term. You get dividends and all that stuff, but in the long term, it is going to hurt. Another thing that I'm really worried about is that the dollar is showing signs of weaknesses on the monthly, but has plenty of resistances to bounce off on the weekly. So on the weekly, there is still a chance for the dollar to go back up, maybe even to do a double top and test at around about another 8% gain at $113. Now that'll be crazy if that happens in the next couple of weeks, but that's what the graph is showing. And truthfully, I feel like the markets have already fallen by enough, 7% in the last couple of days. So I would actually expect a bit of a turnaround in the next few days to kind of trick people to come back in. But currently, unless someone comes up with some positive news from the central banks and government, it doesn't look like there's any breathing space onto this market. Another one for Tesla. Tesla looking very scary as well. It has to have a bounce soon. It's very oversold. But overall, it's very negative news for Tesla as well. Once again, if Tesla closes below the 50-day moving average, I think that's the 50-day. It's hard to tell. Yeah, I don't see the purple line anywhere, so I guess it's the 50-day. That's really weird. Is it too new to have the purple line? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. But anyway, that's another one. Bitcoin as well, looking very, very bad. Chance to drop a bit more, I think. The graph is all messed up. The VIX, it really should go up higher. I think it looks like it's about to go up higher next week. We'll have to see. Once again, even on the weekly, on the daily, it all looks pretty good. On the monthly is the only place where I can see a bit of resistance, but the monthly is very messy around here. So anyways, guys, that's just a coverage of what I think is going to happen. The reason why I wanted to bring out Hasbro stocks is Hasbro is getting hammered from all directions, from the fact that it's made stupid decisions to the macroeconomics. And I think we're just going to have to cover it, because I think what's going to happen to Hasbro is its reputation is going to go down the drains if they don't change something. And that could pull down a lot of other stuff that other people care about in the Magic community. Anyways, if you like these kinds of videos, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. Anyways, yeah, all good. It's late here. Anyway, have fun. See you guys.